Carl, according to multiple Democratic sources, this is happening all of a sudden. Everyone said it would happen gradually and then all at once, and that's what's happening. According to my sources, President Biden has agreed to step down as the Democratic nominee.
Oh,
It
man.
will happen as early as this weekend. A speech has been drafted for him. He will continue on as president, is his intention. He also will not, I'm told, endorse Vice President Harris as his successor. They're hoping that he will endorse an open process in which the convention will be open to Vice President Harris and a few other candidates in Chicago to pick the Democratic nominee for president. The belief is that Vice President Harris is already looking at potential running mates to go to Chicago with a full ticket, including one possibility, Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky, and perhaps the governor of Pennsylvania, Governor Shapiro. Other possible candidates who are being talked about include Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, perhaps Gretchen Whitmer, and again, the vice president running. On the first ballot, the regular delegates would be allowed to vote under this agreement that's being talked about amongst the president and high-level Democratic officials. The regular delegates would vote on the first ballot. If there is no winner on the first ballot, the so-called super delegates would be allowed to vote on the subsequent ballot. This decision was reached, I'm told, all of a sudden because of the high-level pressure from Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, and others, and as well as the decision of many of the President Biden's top aides that there was no path forward for him, that he would not be able to win this election, win the general election. And therefore, he's stepping aside again as early as this weekend.
Wow, so much for democracy, guys. As you saw from the intro, breaking, Joe Biden is going to step down from the 2024 race, and he's not endorsing Kamala Harris. And this shows you from the very beginning, as much as Democrats like to kick and scream, calling conservatives racist when we call Kamala Harris a DEI pick, the fact that Joe Biden is not going to endorse Kamala Harris should tell you everything you need to know for the real reason she was put as vice president. Qualified my butt. She was in charge of the border, and that's one of the main things conservatives are running on. But she's not a DEI candidate. Craziness, right? For all the liberal sacrimony around about democracy, trademark, you're seeing who really wields power. It's nothing to do with voters, elections. Them billionaires, their immediate allies, and their DC puppets are forcing the sitting president and the elected Democrat nominee out of the race. And this was a scoop 8 hours ago of the time of me recording this video. And in this next clip, I'll show you some of the reasons why Democrats decided to go with this drastic effort. Because many voters are threatening that if you just skip over Kamala Harris, you're going to have hell to play. All these black women is not going to tolerate you guys putting the Democrats in such a skipping over Kamala Harris. This is why Biden's not endorsing Kamala Harris. This is why it's an open convention. If true, there's going to be a bad situation for Democrats. This is a threat. Kamala is the clear heir apparent. No, she's not. And it would be disrespectful to jump over her. Biden not endorsing her says a lot about who's involved in the palace coup. And also, they're going to get sued by Heritage too. I still have my doubts, but that they may actually do this, but I think that they will. It will make things worse. They might maybe stop some of the bleeding in the Congress, but I don't think anyone is beating a candidate that just ate a bullet and keep on pushing. That's how black people are seeing it anyway. But before I continue my rambling, let's look at a quick clip of 3 clips that I compiled together to give you the overview of why Biden can no longer win, why they had to put pressure on Joe Biden to step down, and why Kamala Harris wasn't endorsed by Joe Biden. Let's take a look.
Can't question though is the list of accomplishments. You can't question somebody who drug us out of COVID. You can't question an Infrastructure Reduction Act. Do you remember Infrastructure Week?
All right. Okay.
Do you remember Infrastructure Week?
All right.
You can't question a black woman on the Supreme Court. You can't question those level of accomplishments.
So
not only will I question
unless
his
you're against those things. That's
but I don't mind having that debate.
He has a 32% approval rating. It's not just me.
Well, King
it's
had
68% of the American public.
You said the Democrats.
I didn't think that line was that powerful.
You said
Sometimes data, you know, it happens.
There's a poll out today, a poll of African-American women showing a 31-point drop in support from 2020 to 2024 in terms of plans to vote for President Biden.
You can't blame them, right? You cannot blame them.
I agree with you, by the way. They cannot skip over Harris because it would be a monumental admission
that she wasn't qualified when they picked her in the first place. They have to go to Harris. They have to go to Harris.
But here's my question.
But let me tell you what you're going to. The idea that you're going to something a little better. I mean, if it's a little, it's by a smidge. I mean, her approval rating right now is about 38%. Not much different than Joe Biden, and she would be tied to the worst and most unpopular parts of the Biden agenda.
Isn't it simple? Does it matter who the captain is?
You know, what's so interesting to me is I hear my friends desperately
give us advice.
Try and advise the Democratic Party to
We're not the desperate ones. We're not the desperate ones in this campaign, right?
Stick with Joe Biden. Is that
But they don't have to. They do not have to. They can do this at the convention. That's how.
Let me ask you guys a question. What about Kamala Harris's forays into presidential politics has convinced any of you that this would be anything other than a huge dumpster fire? When she ran for president, it was the literal worst.
Well,
her high water mark was.
I covered her in 2020.
It was awful. And now her vice presidency has been awful. What about this?
I covered her in 2020.
So do I think that this is going to be a good pick? I don't know who's going to win, honestly. All I do know is DNC is going to be must-watch TV. It feels like a drama show. I mean, damn. Twists and turns, but it was predictable from the early onset. That you already saw signs of them really pressuring him. Donors saying they'll never donate to the Democratic Party until he stepped down. There was just too much pressure for him to actually stand his ground, stand on business. So it seems like, he wanted to protect his legacy. That's one of the arguments that I stated in my Biden video about him being receptive to dropping out. And this is just a crazy situation to me. And no one believes in Kamala Harris, the DEI president. I mean, the DEI pick, the DEI candidate. I showed you in my Biden video that she got destroyed. Like, there's no way she's winning. And she's involved in a lot of the things that Republicans are actually attacking Democrats on, the border, right? The fact that she can't pretty much articulate herself. I call her word salad Kamala, word salad Harris, because it's like you don't understand what she says. Like, it's not a good look, bro. She's not presentable. Sorry, it's not because she's black, right? It's just she just don't have the talent for it. Sorry, not sorry. I'm just being honest, right? I'm just being honest. This is why people want an open convention now. Black women, black Democrats, I don't know how y'all going to square this, right? Because even Roland Martin didn't want to defend her. Even Roland Martin didn't want to say, I support Harris. He said the logical conclusion is to go with Harris, but look at how the situation played out. Joe Biden wants an open convention. Kamala Harris can run on it, but I don't think she's going to win if it's an open convention. Her poll numbers are just the same as Biden, in some cases even worse. So it's not much of an upgrade. I agree with the commentary that she's not much of an upgrade. I don't think she's going to stop the I don't think she's going to stop the bleeding. But to me, I'm at this point where you lose no matter who. Democrat, you lose no matter who. To me, it don't matter because the candidate of your choice got 4 months to make up ground, right? And especially if it's a new candidate, oh my God, you're going to have to fundraise all that money back again. You got to make the rounds again to get this person nationally recognized. Like, it's a lot of legwork that they're going to be expenditure, right? And it was smart by the Trump and GD Vance not to accept the debate from Kamala Harris because they're like, yo, we don't even know you're going to be the candidate. And people in the left, in the media, and people in the left-wing media try to spin it as if, oh my God, he's scared of Kamala. He's scared to debate Kamala. People are like, oh, why Trump is not attacking Biden? Because Trump doesn't know if he's going to actually be the candidate, and he's not. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Democratic voters are taking this. Maybe I'll see some clips online about how they're reacting to the news that democracy don't matter to the Democratic Party. I'm from Florida. I live in Florida, and if you was a Florida Democrat, you was not allowed to vote against Joe Biden because Joe Biden was the only one on the ballot, effectively shutting out all the other candidates that was running against him. If you're a Democratic voter within the sound of my voice, you might as well vote for RFK. Because my dream scenario is the Democrats finish third place. That's my dream scenario. That's my best case scenario, Trump wins. Second best case scenario, RFK wins. Right? And as long as the Democrats finish third, I'm happy. So if you're mad, you're about to go to the couch, I'll say, hey, make RFK your protest vote. Because I don't see no Republicans going to vote for RFK. Like, my argument is RFK takes more Democrat voters than Republican voters. That's my argument. So since I believe my argument, I feel very confident that, yeah, I'm confident saying Democrats, go ahead, vote for RFK, make RFK your protest vote. Trump's still going to win. Because how you can compete with that? Trump had a good week. I mean, like they say, when hard times hit, it's only temporary. But once you get past it, you got a pathway full of gold. And they're like, Trump found his gold. Let me know your reactions to the news of Biden stepping down. Are you surprised that it's happening so quickly? Did you think it was going to take a little bit longer before Joe Biden actually stepped down? Or you saw the writing on the wall, you just like, it was just a matter of time. It was a matter of time before good old Joe go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.